morning, everybody. We're here in another episode for Coffee Talk. We here today, Miss Mary, Miss Yara Liz, Miss Monica, Miss Carla, Miss Shannon, and I, Miss Aileen. Today, we gotta talk about how be successful in your drop off. Also, we gotta give you tips that make you feel better when you drop your child at school.
So it's normal to come to school and bring your child for drop off and your child to start to cry, to start to cling to you because your child loves you and your child doesn't want to be with anybody else other than you. And that should be a really good feeling. But as a parent, we are all parents and we know that that breaks your heart. So there are some techniques and some strategies that you can use as a parent to help you prepare your child to drop off and to prepare your child for the separation, and then to prepare you so that when you're on your way to work and you're thinking about your child crying and in a natural way, thinking that terrible things are happening, what you can do as a parent to help ease your anxiety.
So example, let's just go with this long weekend that we all just had. Coming back from the new year and Christmas break, some of you have been out for 2 weeks, a few days. A good thing to do with your child is to prepare your child the day before, letting them know, okay, we've been home for this amount of days and now it's time for a school day. So, tomorrow's a school day and you're going to get to see your teachers, see all your friends, just preparing your child when you have those older ones. For the younger ones, what I used to do for my daughter was actually have a visual for her. So a calendar, and just use stickers. This is a home day, this is a school day, and let her know tomorrow is a school day. So you have to go to school, and just like you have to go to school, I have to go to work. I think preparing them, it helps them to know what's coming. And it makes it a lot smoother in the morning when you have to wake your child up and get them ready for school and they see you getting ready, doing the same for work.
And even though,
oh, go ahead.
Even though it can be, it helps prepare them and it might make it easier. It's still normal if they still cry. They might still cry once they get to the school, or they might say, I don't want to go. But that doesn't mean that something happened. It doesn't mean they don't like the school. It just means that they'd rather stay home. Like sometimes when we've been off all weekend or we're on vacation, we come back and we're like, oh, I'm going back to work. It's the same for them. They had so much fun at home. They were with their siblings. They were with mom and dad. So it's hard for them to get back into the routine, but you get them excited for it. Like you're going to go see your friends. You're going to go learn. You can go tell them about how you saw the fireworks. You can go tell them about how we went to visit your grandma and get them excited to be at school. Get them excited to get to school and tell their friends that they did this and they saw this. That way it'll make them excited to get there.
And morning time is usually a very busy and stressful time just on a normal day because you're getting up and you're getting ready and you're tired and you may have, stayed up late or, had to wake up super early, and it's a very busy time. So a strategy to use is to try to stop and go a little slower and help your child get excited to go to school. So you talk about all the fun things that they're going to do when they go to school. You're going to see your teacher and you're going to see your friends. And when your child sees you happy that they're going to go to school, it's going to help them become happy to go to school. But as Yadali said, it's still normal if they still cry or they still cling to you. But they do receive the peace of mind that you're giving them when you yourself are calm. And that calm, it does rub off onto your child.
It's like also if you empathize with your child and let them know, yes, I understand you would rather stay at home. Unfortunately, we have to go to school. You can handle it. I know you can. When I pick you up, which will be after nap time, so you're going to take your nap, and then I'll be there shortly after that. Then mommy will pick you up or daddy will pick you up. and then we get to go home and maybe they like to play with the special toy and you get to play with, whatever the toy is or whatever it may be, but kind of empathize with them, because even young children are already beginning to recognize empathy.
We do recommend.
Go ahead.
We do recommend that you refrain from giving your child candy or toys or any other object or food that is going to help them, which you think is going to help them come to school easier. Because what will happen is once they arrive to school, because we're not allowing candy into the school, and we don't allow the toys into the school, and that's for the safety of your child and all of the children in our school, that's going to make the separation even more difficult, because now it's another thing that they're going to have to overcome in the morning, not just separating from you, the parent, but also now separating from whatever it is that they wanted to bring to school.
Yes, we all know that separation is something really hard, even for grown-ups. Just to think about it's really hard. It's like, remember when you have to drop one of your families in the airport, and you know that you're not going to see them for a long time, or you're not going to see them for a couple of days. The children feel the same way. For them, it's like, okay, I'm not going to be with my parents right now. What's going to happen? One just come to my mind, one of the ideas that you can do is, if you have a vacation, why don't you print some pictures and send it with your children, and you can say, look, show all your friends what you did over your vacation. And that will be something that they will be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited to show my teachers and my friends what we were doing that week that I wasn't here, and maybe that helps. That will be some tips that I can tell the parents. The other one will be, don't feel bad. Ask the teachers to send you a picture of your child, when you drop them off, so you can feel better. We will be more than happy to send you pictures or a small video from your child when you drop them off. That way you can go to work and don't think about your child stay crying, because as soon as you turn around, they will be fine. They will be happy to see that teacher. They will be happy to be playing with their friends, listen to that song that are familiar, dancing in the classroom. Believe me, they miss all that. So yes, we will be more than happy to send you a picture, and that's gonna make you feel better for your day. So don't feel bad to ask the teacher, can you please send me a picture, and I can feel better.
Most of us are parents, so we remember when we dropped off our children at childcare, and in fact, yet at least has a child that attends childcare, and he'll cry, and she works at the school, so we've all gone through that feeling, and it is a horrible feeling that the mother or the father feels, because you feel sometimes like this really bad parent that your child is crying, and that's not the case. It's really not. And the majority of the times the child is absolutely fine once they come in. They just don't want to separate from you at that moment. Mary brought up a really good point, which I wasn't even thinking about, but you mentioned, Mary, you said it's almost like when we have a relative that goes back to their home, out of state, out of country, whatever it is, and you feel that emptiness, and it's going to be a long time before you see them. But children, time for a child is forever, and I think we can all kind of remember that as children. And we know that we're not going to see a relative maybe for a year. Well, that little bit of time that we're separated could feel like a year to a little one. And so it's just keep reminding them that they're safe, and that they're going to have fun, and that you will be there to pick them up whenever you're done with work, which will be after nap. I always tell them after nap. And then that's kind of, it triggers a visual in their mind, because children think in pictures. They don't think in words. They think in pictures at this age. So they can picture nap time, and they know after nap, when I wake up, what will happen, and they'll know you'll be there soon.
And it's important, even though it's hard, to say goodbye and to see them crying, because if they're crying, you just want to leave and you just want to run away and you don't want to see it. It's important to say goodbye and to tell them, I know it's hard. Mommy's going to be back. I'm going to see you later. I'm going to see you after nap time, but you're letting them know that you are going to come back. And even though in that moment they might still be crying and they're not understanding it, they are going to, because they're going to hear it from the teacher. Once they get into the classroom, I know it's hard. Mommy had to go. Mommy's going to be back after nap time. And then you tell them, Mommy's going to be back after nap time. They're hearing it, and they're going to picture it. When they wake up from nap time, Mommy's going to come, and you're going to come after nap time. So it helps them. Even though it's hard, saying goodbye prepares them for the day.
And it's good, the communication and we have with them, and letting know what is coming next. And because like you say, for us like adults is hard, the separation, and we can express our emotions. They usually at that age, they can say, I feel like sad, or I want to cry, I want my mom. And so that's a way they express how they feel, like crying. And
another thing that the teachers do,
go ahead, Monica, sorry.
Another thing that the teachers do that's also helpful, not only are they walking over to the visual schedule and showing the times of the days, but our purpose for asking for those family photos, we put them up in the classroom for the children. So when they're having a hard moment, we walk them over to that family tree. I know some classes have them Velcroed where they're allowed to pull that picture off and hold it with them. So they have that moment of seeing and knowing that mommy's right there in the picture, or daddy, or whoever is in the, in the family photo. It's helpful for the children to be able to, just calm themselves. They see the picture, and it's a sense of belonging, and they know mommy's coming back.
And if you're not able to print the picture or take the picture, we are more than happy to take the picture for you. We are more than happy if you want to come to our school and we'll take a family photo of you. You can send multiple pictures and we can make a collage, and we can just print them out for you. So you can email them to us and we can print them out for you, because we know how important those pictures are for your child, and they're important to help them calm down, but they're also important because they like to go over to their family tree throughout the day and see them, and they also like to show their friends, this is my mommy, this is my daddy, this is my grandma, or this is my dog. They really enjoy showing their friends and family to their classmates.
They do. And also, I know it's not always possible, because I just know, as being a mom myself, mornings sometimes throw little curveballs at you, but do your best at maintaining consistency, maintaining the same routine, especially on the days of school. So they know, and I'm making this up because everybody's routine's a little different, but maybe you wake them up at 7 and then they get up and they wash their face and then they brush their teeth and then they maybe go have breakfast, or whatever it may be. If you can keep to that same routine, getting to the child to school at the same time every day, because we have a schedule at school. So our schedule is the same time every day. It's very rare that it fluctuates. And when it does, we can see it in the children. It throws their emotions off. So if you can get the child to the school at the same exact time every day, they're walking in at whatever it is that goes on at that moment, and they're able to pick up on it. And it just keeps reminding them of that routine. Children love routine. Adults like routines. But in particular, children really thrive with routine. So if you can keep your child on a routine, waking them up at the same time every day and leaving the house at the same time every day, it will actually help.
And when life throws you one of those curveballs, say a severe thunderstorm, take a minute to stop and take some deep breaths because you need to really take your time to remain safe, to get to school safely, and understand that you may end up running late, or try to give yourself some extra time, because rushing during thunderstorms or other curveballs is dangerous, and we don't want that to happen. So maintain your schedule the best that you can, but forgive yourself when you can't, because it's okay.
And as we talked before, in our core value, social emotional is one of the first that we have. I hope you all remember that. So what happened is we train our staff very strong in social emotional. Don't feel bad that your child is crying, because we know how to handle that. We all have children. We all went through that. And as an administrator, we focus so much in social emotional with the children. So we are actually understanding if they come crying, we know how to make them feel better. So I hope you who's listening to this feel like, okay, my child is crying, but at the school, they have the best teachers in the world, and they know how to stop my child when he's crying, and they know how to make them laugh. So, just remember that.
And we're also here for you as the parent. So if you leave and you need to call back and you need to cry, or you need to scream, or just talk to your child's teacher, we're here for you. So call, we'll listen to you, we'll put you through to your child's teacher. As Miss Mary said before, we'll send you pictures, we'll send you videos if you'd like a video. And you have the app that you're able to use. You can send us a message if calling is not something that you can do. But we're here to help you feel as at ease as you possibly can, because it's just as important to us that you are happy with coming to school and your child coming to school.
Yes, it's not a reflection on being a bad parent. In fact, if a child cries at drop off, it actually shows that, it's normal. That's just a normal part of childhood. And it's a skill that they're learning on how to separate, because that's an actual skill that as adults we take for granted, but children need to learn it. So there's no judgment. Don't beat yourself up that you feel as though that you're a bad parent, because you're really not. You're a normal parent. And as Shannon said, call, because we've had so many of you have called and cried after drop off, or I feel like I'm terrible, whatever it may be. Just call. We're used to it. Believe me, we're used to it.
It happens to all of us, because I work here, and my son, when he cries, I will call Miss Mary. Miss Mary, how's Riley? Did he calm down? He was crying this morning. And I know how it is. I see it. But even though as a mom, I still get worried, and I still want to call Miss Mary and be like, is he okay? Is he having a good day? He was crying. It's normal. It happens to all of us.
It does. It happens to all of us. So something else that we're going to talk about today is during drop-off is signing in and taking the time to sign in your child, and why signing in is so important. So when you arrive to school, we have sign-in books. You sign in when you arrive, and then you sign in when you pick up. And the signature, when you're signing in, you're releasing your child to us. And it's very, very important that you take a moment to make sure that you've opened your child's page, and that you're looking at the date, that it's the correct date, and that you're writing the correct time on there. And then you're writing your name legibly. So in a way that we can see that it's a first and a last name. And that's all for safety factors for your child. Also, we ask you to take a moment as we take your child's temperature, and that is for COVID precautions. And we do have some questions to ask you that are also COVID precautions. Once your child comes in, we're washing their hands and we're making sure that we're following our COVID procedures inside the school. But we do ask you that you make sure that you give enough time to be able to sign your child in and out correctly. And if you're sending anyone to the school with your child, so if your child's being dropped off by someone else, make sure that they understand the importance of signing your child over to us correctly, that they too are taking their time. We also ask that you put your phone down, leave it in the car, come to the door and speak to the person who is receiving your child and give that person your full attention and be patient, because the person at the door, we can only have one person at a time. Again, it's COVID precautions. So when parents are coming up, we're asking that you're being patient with us as we bring your child into the school and move them from the front office to their next location before we get the next child who's in line. We are going as quickly as possible, but it is making the time of drop off a little bit longer. So we do ask for your patience as we are working to do everything we can to keep everyone as safe as possible.
And I know a lot of you also are bringing your own pens as well due to COVID purposes. We just ask that you please use blue ink only. It is required of us, which is why we provide the blue pens. But if you're using your own, just please make sure it's blue ink.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's Coffee Talk. We hope that you will join us next week, and the topic is to be determined. So you're going to have to tune in to find out what it's about. Until next time, bye.
Bye.